Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be going over the week ahead in RTS, all the events, tournaments and all the things we can expect to happen in the next 7 or so days. This is of course Christmas week. There has been a bit of a shake up in terms of when certain events are going to take place, as Christmas is near the end of the week where we would normally have faction events. They are going to be shifted to the beginning of the week to make up for that fact. Well, at least the majority of them are. We'll go over the events first. We of course have got Battle Pass continuing with the new set of missions dropping on the Monday. I will be live streaming on Monday as always, and I'll be just going over the missions when they drop. I hope to see some of you on that live stream. We are going to be streaming on Thursday as well, so it will be Christmas Eve, a little bit of Christmas celebrations for you guys. I know in some parts of the world, especially in some parts of Europe, Thursday is actually the day people will celebrate Christmas, which is going to be obviously a big day for some of you, so don't worry about turning up if it is the big day for you guys. Looking at the events, we can see there is a continuation of bashing through the snow. It does go on to early January, as you can see. It goes on to the 4th of January, and that is most likely when we are going to get a new multi-week event in the new year. More details on that probably going to happen in the new year as well. We can see there is a new event starting up called the Candy Cane Roadmap, and this was announced on the blog. As you can see, now the reason I did not go over this and make a video about it is because it is a 100% pay to win event. You cannot do anything in this event without buying the item in the store to unlock the roadmap. As you can see down here, it says to unlock the roadmap, you will need one mistletoe that will be available in the shop. That's the only way you can unlock the roadmap. That's the only way you can take part in this event. The only thing that is slightly accessible is the Toy Robot Faction mission, and this is basically if you have someone in your faction who spends and gets some of the 10 robots, then you will potentially get some of these candy cane tokens as rewards. The candy cane tokens are going to be used on a wheel, which is really strange because the wheel does go from 100 to 1,000 cards, but the characters are, pretty old characters. So it's really strange to make this a pay to win event when it's not really offering anything that you can get probably better, more recent in like the S-Class card section in your store. You can pick up Akira cards in there for like 10 or 15, $20. And the best characters this has to offer is like Alpha Mateo and Wang Fa. The rest are kind of just like not really in the cycle at the moment. Maybe Shiva in certain lineups if you've got an S-Class Lee, but most of these characters a lot of people have already. Alpha and Mateo were part of a Battle Pass. Wang Fa was given out twice in the free-to-play section of a Battle Pass as the 5-star, so a lot of people have heavy progress towards these characters. So it's very strange. It's almost like it's marketing itself to new spenders, which is a very, very small amount of people who are going to be newer spenders who don't have these characters. Veteran spenders do have these characters, and veteran free-to-play even have some of these characters. So it's a very, very weird one. I'm also not a really big fan of anything being purely pay-to-win accessible, especially for a 2-week event over Christmas. Hopefully this isn't just a sign of things to come, because we have had this stuff happen in the past and it hasn't been good, and it hasn't been very well received. Looking at the Discord, it's pretty much the same for this event. It has not very, very well received, and I'm not really sure why it was done this way, honestly, because I can't really see it being that successful. 90% of people who spend are probably not going to spend on this, so it's very, very strange. Now, we do have the Ice Gauntlet event coming to an end on the Wednesday, but we do also have the Frozen Past event coming to an end, I believe, just on the Monday. So make sure you do go to your grey market and get all those rewards that you can grab. Spend all of the energy on the roadmaps that you can, because those roadmaps are going to be running out within the next 24 to 48 hours. I think the Ice Gauntlet event has actually been pretty good, and I think it's been really nice, basically as a faction event, to actually work together as a faction and go for some nice rewards. It wasn't who did the most, as long as you did some contribution. You can see some people have got 20. I've seen some people like 40 or 50, and then myself down here with 7, I hit natural and just did an extra 1, which is pretty much the minimum what you should be doing, is trying to hit 6. And a lot of the time I was waking up in the morning and my raids were already done for my faction. My faction can start in the evening. I don't get my natural energy out in the evening. I do it the next day, but my faction's already done it. And I kind of like this in terms of just something that can happen every couple of months, this is actually quite nice. This is how faction events should be, and if only something like Faction Assault worked the same way, where everyone got the same rewards, regardless of the time or effort everyone put in, because you're working together as a faction. This makes sense. So I think this event has actually been pretty successful. It does help that the rewards were also extremely good. I managed to pick up the 4 platinum mod boxes and 2 of the S-Class crates so far. Hopefully I'll be able to get another one. I did have the Frozen Walk Ahead Survivors Club offer, and that was obviously a great bonus. Survivors Club's value is based on what they give out in these sort of events. If they don't give out stuff in events, the value basically gets dropped off massively. So as long as they give out things in little events from time to time like this, then the value of Survivors Club will definitely be better. We also have the Frozen Past event coming to an end, like I said as well. I don't think this has got too many reruns left. Maybe it's got one more run of the Frozen Past event tonight, because if we go into the grey market, you can see that the Frozen Past event, whereas it only has 2 days and 4 hours left in the grey market, and generally the last 24 hours, the last 1 day, is just the grey market hand-ins. So we'll see if it resets one more time or not, but it might not. So yeah, make sure you do what you can and grab the rewards while you can. As we move on to the tournaments for the week, we can see the cards are actually pretty decent cards. They are Michonne and Job. Only one of these characters in the daily crate. Michonne is also in the battle pass, so you might be able to work towards her, you know, double down on getting your extra cards here. Could be pretty good for you. As I said before, some of the faction events that you would normally see on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday have been moved to the beginning of the week. This is because obviously the Friday is Christmas Day. We have faction level up on Monday, and we have faction survival road on late Monday as well, continuing into Wednesday. Then we have a bunch of solo tournaments, and this is nice obviously because of Christmas. Having solo tournaments over Christmas would be the most perfect thing they could do. They did solo level up, and then they did a 4-day solo level up by the looks of things, or 3.5-day solo level up from Thursdays to Sunday. This is perfect. Solo raid tournament is okay. Solo survival road is maybe a little bit questionable, but then they slip in a little faction onslaught on Christmas Day. That is honestly kind of ridiculous, to be honest. If it started on the 26th and went to the 28th, it would be like, well, I mean, okay, but this is starting on Christmas Day. I know a lot of people are going to be busy on Christmas Day and the day after Christmas, in the UK known as Boxing Day. And I'm not really down for that, because Onslaught is one of those events where you kind of just have to sit on your device for hours at a time. Hours and hours and hours at a time. I think it would have been better to have the faction onslaught at the beginning of the week instead of the faction survival road, and put a faction raid there, because raid means you can just log in. If you have an hour free or any time in the day, you can just log in, bang out some raids really quickly. You can get 4K milestone within like 30 to 45 minutes if you just proper rinse it. That would have been reasonable. You cannot do that in Onslaught. You have to just sit there and wait and just... I'm not really down for that, honestly, and I think that's a massive mistake. Hopefully that can get swapped out. It is really obviously late in the day, but if that could get swapped out for... I think a faction raid would be the least stressful for everyone at that point in the week. That's just my personal opinion. I'm actually not going anywhere at Christmas, as some of you guys know because of my stream. I'm not going to visit my family. I'm staying home, but I don't even want to do a faction onslaught on Christmas Day. I kind of just want to chill. But it's not even going to be the case. I'm not even going to have a chance, guys. Hopefully that doesn't infringe on your guys' holidays too much. But that is the tournaments for the week ahead. So that's it for this week. Honestly, kind of like a low-key week, and as it kind of should be. It's really disappointing about the onslaught. That's pretty much the main thing. Still time for Scopely to fix it if they really wanted to. Hopefully someone out there is looking out for the community, because that is not a good one in my opinion. But just my closing thoughts. Do give me your thoughts down below in the comments. As I said at the beginning of the video, I will be streaming on Monday the 21st and Thursday the 24th of this week. If you want to tune in, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications, and then you'll be notified while I go live on my stream, guys. I want to thank you very much for tuning into my video today. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.